saying that 50 is the new 30. Well, I turned 50 in 2020, well, in this year in November, and that may be the case, but you know what? My face, my hair, my body, yeah, it doesn't agree with that, that it's the new 30, because things have changed. A lot of years around my birthday, I get bummed out. I think about things that I didn't accomplish. This year, I'm really going to try to do things differently. Instead of dreading and being like, oh, I'm turning the big 50, I am going to try to embrace it. And I'm thinking of this year as the total body glow up as I go on the road to 50. And of course, I want to take you with me. And you're not going crazy. I do have 2 different eye masks on. That is on purpose. I'm testing out to see, is there a difference between a revitalizing one and a, what was this one? A firming eye mask. So you're not going crazy. But the reason I decided to really kind of lean into this is because it's also, I think, yeah, this year is going to be, pretty sure, 10 years since I've been divorced. So it's time. I feel like it's, you know, I've been just kind of on survival mode and just kind of going along, but it's time to really get serious, get my life together, figure out what am I doing, where am I going, that kind of thing. And I definitely have seen changes in my skin. You know, I always kind of, I think, had hooded eyes, but I feel like when I'm not consistent with my skincare, that I can definitely tell they get a little bit worse. And things that I did not know, I feel like it wasn't really talked about, you know, growing up, or when I was like in my 20s or something, you didn't really think about, or, you know, the different changes that's going to happen. But has this happened to you? Did your eyelashes shrink? And if you're not in your 40s yet and you still have long lashes, like, enjoy them. Because I haven't used any lash serum or anything, but yeah, they used to hit my glasses. And yeah, I don't have to worry about that anymore. So the eyelashes shrink. There's more fine lines and wrinkles, crow's feet. Let's see what else. The dark circles have gotten worse. I got a little bit of that sunken, not too bad yet, but that's kind of appearing. The texture on my skin, like especially around this area. What else? What else changes? I haven't had that with my lips yet, but I have, my mom has told me that, and other people I've seen, that your lips shrink. Your, this part, you know, kind of sags. Get a little bit of this over here, double chin. Let's see, what else? My hair has changed texture. Like, I did not know that happened. My body type has always been hourglass, always, you know, dressed a certain way. And now my body's changed and body shape changed and my style has changed. And I don't know about you. Okay, if you have changed jobs, maybe you're working from home now, or I didn't think this through. I wanted to put the purple color here and it wasn't really showing up. So I'm just putting concealer on over that. But anyway, and now it's like I'm kind of struggling with parting with some of my corporate clothes, but I don't need them anymore. So like, why hang on to them, right? So I really thought that a way that I could, you know, it's a little bit selfish. Let me admit that this content is a little bit selfish because it's a way to hold myself accountable with really not letting another year just kind of feel like life is passing me by, and take some action. And then also to really explore these changes and like what products are good for these type of changes for you and I. You know, I used to always wear heels. Now I'm like, happy in like flip-flops, but I still want to look stylish when I go out. So it's kind of I feel like I've just been kind of like living in yoga pants, and now I want to try to find that balance between being comfy but still being stylish. And I'm also on a budget, so trying to figure out, ways to do that on a budget. And I've been noticing, once in a while I'll play around with color on eyeshadows, but just was kind of like doing the same thing with my hair. And it's time to, shall we say, update the software, the beauty and fashion software here. I don't know, what changes have you seen, or have you seen any changes yet? What are your biggest struggles? I thought that it would be just kind of a good idea have some mini series. This is my plan, at least, to have some mini series throughout the year. And for this midlife road to 50 glow up, I'm just going to start. I thought, what do you think? Do you think start with the top? And we're starting with hair. So hair texture changes. What do you do about it? What products are good for it? I have to be honest, I really, in the past, didn't really do a lot as far as like products with my hair. But now that it's a little more like coarse, it definitely holds, when I use this curling iron, it definitely holds the curl. But some of the other curling irons and curlers that used to, like the curl used to be great with them, it's not holding the curl. So, what products, I never really used dry shampoo before. Do I need to use that? Oh, glazes. What do we do now for our hair? And then hairstyles. I usually let my hair grow out until about my waist, and then I get a cut. But I wear it in a ponytail the majority of the time, which I've also read and kind of noticed that from wearing it in a ponytail over the years, like I have a little bit of, it's not balding, but it's, it's lighter. My hair is lighter there, and certain times when I pull it back. And I need to do something else besides just a ponytail or curling it with that curling iron. So exploring different hairstyles that are good for us and are easy. So once we get through the hair, then my thought process was we're moving down to talk about skincare. And there's a lot to talk about skincare. So that might be a few mini series throughout the years, because there's, wrinkles, your texture, masks, like all these kind of things. And by the way, if you are interested in like different masks, I'm not sure if I'll do like a full video on YouTube on that, but I'm starting a Mask Monday series over on Instagram, but talking about that and the changes with our skin and what products do we need. And just really, my goal is to really spend this year testing out products and sharing with you what works, what doesn't. I have dry skin, and the textures, a little bit of the pores showing, but really just to kind of explore and figure it all out together. Then to move on to the makeup, because like I mentioned, the hooded eyes and ways that we can still play with color. If you've been in the rut where you just kind of wear, you're on autopilot and how you do your makeup, like how can we play around with it, rediscover, when we're young and it's fun and you're experimenting, kind of rediscover some of that, if that's possible. But I think it is, at least with makeup and style and fashion, I think it is possible. So really playing around with different makeup techniques as we age. And another big thing, this one is big, big, big for me. I am fed up. My mom used to always say that she would get so mad when she sees ads and it's like, oh, this is for the mature woman. And on all their ads, they show somebody who's probably in their 20s. drives me nuts. There was this one brand which was for a bra, and every time when I was playing games on my phone, I would see this ad, and it would talk about like for mature women, but they would show like this girl who's probably in her 20s, like, you know, like pulling on it, and it just annoyed me. And even there was a mattress company that they only showed like younger people hopping and jumping on the mattress. And my mom was like, she was in the market, or is in the market, for a new mattress. And she's like, I won't buy from this company because it made me think that this is only geared towards younger people. So it just really, I realized that they're always trying to go over that younger market share, but it irritates me. And I feel like we really need to elevate and talk about these brands that are either made specifically for us more mature women, or are at least highlighting a variety of ages in some of their ads. I know that may be against, you know, like the target market and all that stuff, but yeah, so I just really want to spend the time to highlighting those type of brands and figuring out like which ones are, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Like, speaking of that, this is Revant, and this is eyeliners. They have other products, but they are made with mature women in mind. So that's like an example. If you have any suggestions for like mini series, I would want to know that too. Another thing that I really love doing is researching. So I was trying to figure out how that really fits in. And I think that it can just be, you know, I feel like as you age, you start to get a little bit of that nostalgia feeling going on. And some of these brands, you know, have been around for so long, and some products. So in that mini series, hopefully I feel like maybe this is like a trailer kind of thing. I'm, you know, giving you some insight onto what to expect in 2026. I thought it would be fun to research, you know, I've done some brand research, but for example, L'Oreal, talk about their history and then really talk about the products and do maybe not a full face of it, but, you know, review some of their newest products. Talk about like Pond's cold cream. It's been around forever. Talk about that and compare it to a newer, more like a new equivalent of that, and see how do they compare. So having a whole nostalgic kind of mini series, season, episodes, whatever you want to call them. And I still get Ipsy. So for that, I think taking the direction, well, reviewing it and taking the direction on, are the products in there good for mature skin? How do they work? Like this palette came in my Ipsy Extra for January, and it has the shimmer shades. So you may look at it and be like, I don't know if I can wear them. No, we can wear them. So really talking about stuff like that comes in the boxes. And of course, fashion. I studied fashion. I love fashion. I used to be involved in fashion organizations, volunteering, and I really miss that. So I feel like I need that back in my life to kind of fill my cup up. So we're going to be talking about how to discover. I have some videos already on my channel. I will be creating some playlists for these, so you can kind of think of them as like seasons of a show. But, you know, really trying to figure out what we can do to look our best. I know I've been saying it forever, but I promise it's coming in 2026. How to figure out what colors work for you, your season, really diving into what does work for a woman when you have kind of that, they call it the menopausal belly. It's a real thing. And just really deep diving into these things. I hope that sounds of interest to you. If you're in your 30s and you want to know what to expect as you progress, then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. If you're in your 40s, 50s, and beyonds and you're feeling a little bit invisible, or you just feel like you're stuck in a rut, you've been doing the same routine, wearing the same things over and over, and you just want something new, I hope you hit that subscribe button. So you and I, we're going to find our best selves together. We're going to find the best things that work for us and that make us feel happy. And yes, so I hope that you will hit that subscribe button and follow me here on this journey. Thanks.